your small business is booming and ready to expand, you might say something like,
"It's happening!"
Booyah!
Yeah!
Crushed it.
But if you need someone who can actually help protect your growing business, just say,
"Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there."
And just like that, your State Farm agent can help you get the coverage you need for your new space. For your small business insurance needs, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The Who's down in Who Newville were making their list, but some didn't know Walmart has the best brands for their gifts.
What about toys? Do they have brands kids have been wanting all year?
Yep, Barbie, Tony's, and Lego. Gifts that will make them all cheer.
Do you mean they have all the brands I adore?
They have Nintendo,
Nespresso, Apple, and more.
What about...
So the Who answered questions from friends till they were blue. Each one listened and shouted, "From Walmart? Who knew?" Shop gifts from top brands for everyone on your list in the Walmart app.
Are you ready to get spicy?
These Doritos Golden Sriracha aren't that spicy.
Sriracha? Sounds pretty spicy to me.
A little spicy, but also tangy and sweet.
Maybe it's time to turn up the heat.
Or turn it down. It's time for something that's not too spicy. Try Doritos Golden Sriracha.
Spicy.
But not too spicy.
Hey neighbor, celebrate the holidays with Birch Lane. Our timeless furniture and decor are delivered for free in days, not weeks. It's classic style for joyful living. Shop Birch Lane, a Wayfair specialty brand at birchlane.com.
Stoveleg Media, igniting conversation.
Welcome to True Crime to Go. What can I get for you?
All I really want is some candy. Give me some Twizzlers, some candy bars, whatever candies you have, and make it needle-free.
Pull up to the second window and we'll see you next crime.
Welcome to True Crime to Go. I am John here with Jamie. Man, this is the oldest story in the book. Like, my parents always told me to check your candy, and I feel like that was just an elaborate prank for them to take my best candy. Like, only needles are in Reese cups, so I'm going to take all of those.
Yeah, not necessarily, though. I thought it was an old wives' tale. I thought it was, and we've actually covered some old Halloween cases that started some of these conspiracies over on True Crime Cast, but this happened in our hometown twice this year.
Yeah, what my kids are a little old for trick-or-treating, but they went anyway with friends. So this was the first time in like 16 years I've never like had a kid trick-or-treating with me. So anyway, I'm not going to use this as my therapy time. I did get a little sad, but then when I saw the news report, I was like, I'm glad they didn't go to this area, but this area, believe it or not, is crazy close to where we live. I mean, it's like down the street.
Could throw a rock.
I don't know exactly where.
I'm really good at throwing rocks.
Yeah, I don't know like the exact address of these houses, but they are very, very close. So I'm at home. It's Halloween night, or maybe it's the next day.
Early the next morning.
And I get a Facebook like post, and I'm like, this is not real. This is bullcrap. But it's actually from the Madison County Sheriff's Department in Kentucky, and it has been verified by a radio station that Jamie and I work for, doing like football games and sports announcing. But the news statement says the Madison County Sheriff's Office is now investigating an issue where basically a family went trick-or-treating in the area where we live. They got home and were looking at the candy, and inside of their Twizzlers, there was 2 needles inside of the little Twizzler that's like a quarter of the size that's in a clear package. They could clearly see a needle inside the packaging. So when they got it out, there was another needle inside of it. So, dude, it was a very real possibility that if they had not examined that, a kid could have potentially really been hurt.
Yeah, really bad. And, I've spent some time talking to people about this when it came out. And just as soon as I finished these conversations, another one came out. This time, it was a second incident involving contaminated candy, a little bit further away from us, but really not that much.
Like 10 minutes away, if at that.
Yeah, this time they found a needle inside a single package of an Almond Joy. Now, Almond Joys have coconuts, may as well be poison. Don't like coconuts. But yeah, this is in the middle of the candy bar. So that makes me wonder a lot of different things. Let me just go with this. So I thought it was a wives' tale, right? And didn't think it was real. So when this news broke, my wife was with somebody who manages a local nursery or a local emergency room nursery. What am I doing? She said that she has seen this several times over the years because people bring in their candy to get x-rayed. She said she's seen staples in the middle of candy bars that had to be done in the factory. But things like this, I think anybody could push the needle through the package into a Twizzler or Almond Joy, right?
Yeah, this Facebook post has almost 500 comments on it at the time of this recording. Looking at the most relevant comments, most people are saying that they feel like the one who'd reported it or have tampered with it themselves and are just trying to make the news. People are saying that this is like an old lore that doesn't really happen, and that if it did happen, it was like over 30 or 40 years ago. A lot of people are just dismissing this as it's a hoax, it's a prank done by those reporting it. I feel like, knowing our sheriff's department, they are going to investigate that. And if it is a hoax that was perpetrated by those that are reporting it, there will be justice for that as well.
Yeah, they'll be held responsible for sure. And I mean, I don't know what I hope. I mean, I wish it didn't happen at all. Maybe it would be better to know that it's a hoax. That way it wouldn't be out there in people's candy bags, but it's just so disappointing and frustrating to see that. And I wasn't prepared for it. I almost would have laughed at it if you told me about it without me seeing you.
When my kids were little, we did go to houses that they didn't know, but it was like neighbors of people we did know, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we would go to like a neighborhood that had some older folks from church in it. And then we would walk our kids to their house to see them and let them like ooh and all and love on the kids. But then we would just kind of walk around their block. So even though we didn't know them, we knew people who knew them. And I felt like that was safe. And I feel like, and I could be wrong, but for the most part, I feel like that's what people do. They go to areas that they feel safe or they feel like they know people. I don't think the overwhelming majority of people are just going to complete strangers' houses. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's just what I did because I'm a social worker and I think everyone is out to hurt somebody.
I also think that most people are just going to a few different areas. So I would think like they know the streets of these things happening. I would think if it's legit, it also wouldn't be that hard to figure out. Like there aren't that many houses on these streets. So I would hope they can figure it out. And one way or another, just let the public know, like how worried should we be and exactly what should we be worried about?
Yeah. And I think police are going to investigate this. I think they're going to kind of retrace the victim's footprints and go door to door, talk to other people who may have, at this time, no one else has come forward saying that they've seen any issues with their candy. I was at an event for Halloween at our church giving out candy. I'm so thankful that nothing happened there. I mean, Jamie, I think it's very possible that maybe I've even thought like maybe they went to a house and the homeowner didn't do anything, but some teenager or some knucklehead approaching the same house could have dropped a piece of tampered candy in a bag. Like just because you were trick-or-treating does not necessarily mean it came from a house. I mean, there's so many different ways.
I really appreciate you giving me another reason to be worried. I was trying to narrow it down and you made it bigger.
Well, I was like, man, what if something like that, like somebody could have come in off the street to our church, put a piece of candy in the bucket that they were giving out candy from, and then we could have been on the news. That would have been awful. So
yeah,
my goodness, guys, what is the world coming to?
Well, it's scarier than I thought, but I would love to hear if this happens in other people's communities because I was absolutely floored when the headlines came out, and I'm very eager to see what really happened. What is the dealio?
Yeah, and if we get any updates or there have been arrests made or any more public statements by police on this situation, we will let you know on next month's Patreon.
Or we might even be there. We'll be there to make the arrest. I don't know. I'm pretty frustrated. Now, guys, we appreciate you. Another crime story in 10 minutes or less.
Would you like crime with that?
You've listened to True Crimecast, distributed by Stoveleg Media. Check out stoveleg.com to find out more about your hosts and to find other podcasts to listen to. Stoveleg Media, igniting conversation.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.